Oh, that is a doozy. Look at that. That is what we call a wounded soldier right there. Oh no. Oh my. So, what happened here, Henry? Well, let's just say I've had a bad morning. But in all honesty, what actually happened here was I failed to close this boom up properly this morning. How did that happen? I was in a rush. We're trying to beat some weather at the moment. Just looking at the joystick, doing everything by feel, and I left this part of the boom just up off its stopper a little bit, and I'll show you what happened. It'll be very hard to see on the camera, but basically the sprayer wheel marks come right through here, and that boom not being quite on its stop just collected this tree just up here. So if I was about 2 feet that way, it wouldn't have happened. Or I could have just closed the boom up properly and it wouldn't have happened. But I'll admit it and be completely upfront about it. This is a direct result of being fatigued, working too many hours, being in a rush. You know, we're in a rush to try and beat weather. We've got hopefully a reasonable amount of rain coming this weekend. We want things in the ground, and this is what you do. You put yourself behind by doing stuff like this. Now, yeah, I've said before, farms are dangerous places. Farmers get injured all too often, and this is the exact circumstance where people get hurt. When you're fatigued, you're working too many hours, you're rushing, so it's not a good thing. It's I'm not proud to say that I've worked that many hours. It's not a good thing. You put yourself at risk when you do that, but I don't know. That's just my situation, and that's what's happened. So anyway, what I'm actually doing now, I'm filling the sprayer up again because we're going to go spraying again. We got 30 hectares left out in the paddock here to get this one done, so we can seed that tonight. Dad's going to jump in the tractor there for a while, and I'll finish spraying. I could probably get away with just getting this end section of the boom and the stainless steel tubing that the chemical goes through, and I could probably change that myself, and it'd be fairly straightforward to get it going again. I haven't confirmed 100%, but I think that main big thick section of the boom is actually slightly tweaked, so it's all covered under insurance. That's why we have insurance. We can also get a contract sprayer under insurance, so up to $30,000 worth of machine hire or contract spraying. So I've had a lot of phone calls this morning trying to figure out what to do and what we're going to do, and yeah, look, we'll play it by ear. We'll get through today, get this bit of wheat in, get this finished. All of our wheat at home is done then, and then yeah, we got some bad weather coming in. It's time to rest up and catch up a little bit, and then yeah, on to the next, I suppose. So yeah, I don't know if I said it, I've capped off that section that's no good, and I've changed the geometry in the screen, changed the width, put an offset on the receiver to counteract that 3 or so meters that's no longer going to be operational, and we'll get going. We weren't sure what to do. We were ringing around seeing if someone could come and do it, but it's such an awkward little amount, 30 odd hectares, and yeah, everyone else is busy doing their own stuff. And then Dad just said, well, why don't you just cap that section off? I didn't even really think about it. I was just pretty devastated and feeling pretty low about the whole situation, and he said, why don't you just cap it off, and then we'll just get that, you know, it's just right by the house here, 30 hectares, knock it off. I'll get in the tractor, we'll seed it, and yeah, we'll deal with this afterwards. Yeah, so look guys, obviously this is a complete disaster at this point, honestly, but I'm pretty embarrassed and pretty ashamed of it, especially for someone who takes a lot of care, a lot of time, puts a lot of pride into his equipment, really. I'm just, yeah, pretty embarrassing, and a lot of people might be saying it's a front mount boom. How the heck did you even do that? Just rushing, man, just rushing, honestly. All I was doing was looking at all the controls down here, pressing the buttons. Yeah, that's about long enough, that's about long enough. And on that side, you remember I blew a hose to that wing. If you've been watching the channel for a while, I blew a hose over there, and we've actually changed the hose to a slightly smaller diameter hose. And when the oil's real thick and cold in the morning, that wing takes so long to fold in and out. And it was cold this morning, it was 1 degree, and I just stuffed up. I just rushed. I wasn't paying attention, and this is the end result. So anyway, if at least one person doesn't end up like me as a result of watching this, then that's a win. So we're up and going. I mucked around with the geometry on here for ages. It didn't work out how I wanted it to, but we are going. So Dad will be able to come out here and start seeding straight away now. Frustrated, extremely frustrated. What a goose. What a goose. Done would be between 60 and 65, wouldn't it?
Yeah. There was about 22 here and 44 up there, but we never made it that much.
Yeah.
Activity developing within that band early swirl, but really tomorrow being controlled. The district we are expecting another cold, very cold night out there.
So today has been an absolute shocker of a day. You want to talk about lows in farming? Today was low, real low indeed. If we're going to recap on today, it's not been good. I did the boom this morning, spent all day mucking around with that and then getting the spraying done. So the spraying job that I should have had done before lunchtime, or late morning really at the latest, took me all day to do, which was a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. Then neighbour took a faller home. She put a tooth through one of her lips, busted up there. She had a bust up. Dad came out. Excuse me. Dad came out here. He's having some trouble with the guidance, and someone told me there's actually some solar flares around. But anyway, we're going now. We're up and running with all that. I got back and I didn't turn off the tap to the batch mate. So the tap from the tank was on, the one going into the batch mate was off, but it was just cracked ever so slightly, and I could just see a little bit of water coming out, starting to overflow. And I thought, yep, that's overfull, that's some water's been going in there while I've been gone. And then Dad managed to hit a fence post with the tractor. Should I keep going, or should we just call it at that? I mean, oh, it's just a shocker, absolute shocker. So I would like to add to all that, despite the fact that I'm whinging about my own stupidity, that everyone's okay. The boom just needs some new tubing and some new stainless steel pipe to fix it. So it will run again. It is by no means the end of the world. We are all human beings. Things happen. As stupid as they might seem, things happen. So don't beat yourself up too hard. Sit back, have a look, and think about maybe how we'll do things differently next time. So this is one of the paddocks that we took the fence line out of, and we are working this paddock the opposite way to what we usually work it. So it is a little rough in here, and yeah, the bar's certainly jiggling around and jumping around out there a bit, but it seems to be working okay because there is a bit of moisture down there. And we did actually get a millimetre or so of rain yesterday. I can't tell for sure because my beautiful little daughters love playing with the rain gauge, and I got back to it and she was Bluetoothed, so I'm not sure, but it was enough to make the top of the ground quite wet yesterday. Just about thought we were going to have to pull up with seeding, but it sort of didn't last too long. And then it cleared off and the sun came out and we kept rolling with it, so that is also helping. A little bit of extra moisture in the dirt. It's doing a fairly decent job. Should we try and get some good news for the day? I haven't had a look at the weather forecast yet, but let's do it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Let's open her up. Refresh. What are we today? Wednesday the 4th of June. So tomorrow 0 to 1 mil chance of a shower. Friday 0 to 7 millimeters. Saturday 1 to 15. Sunday 1 to 15. Monday 0 to 6 and Tuesday 0 to 1. So yeah, there's a little bit of variance there, but that is looking really, really nice. We should actually get a season break this year, which will be absolutely unbloody believable. It'll be a little bit of a later one, but man, we will take it. It looks like a really typical southerly system pushing up. It won't be really heavy rainfall or anything like that. It'll be accumulative showers, I think. And typically we do quite handsomely out of these kinds of systems. So we will keep our fingers crossed and stay tuned. I guess you guys will find out. Quick seed check. We'll probably go back and fill up in, I don't know, 6 or 7 hectares time, because yeah, then once we're full, that'll be enough to finish the paddock. So, and then yeah, look, there's some canola that may go in tomorrow. We'll see. Look at that sticky red dirt. It's not even wet and it's sticking to everything. There he goes. Early night for me. I probably need it. Guess we'll start the long commute home now. Good morning, everyone. It is a new day. I'm feeling refreshed. I'm feeling positive. Didn't rush out this morning. It's already about 8 o'clock. Just spent a few minutes. Spent a bit of time with Pia. She got up a bit earlier, and yeah, went and got Neighbour out of bed and just hung out for a little bit. It was nice to see the kids. I feel like I've not spent any time with them at all lately. So yeah, it's a nice little morning. Looks like Dad went alright down here last night. Nothing but probably the headlands to do, I think. Was thinking about trying to get 28 hectares of canola in today as well, but don't know whether the weather's going to hold out. They are saying a chance of, you know, some rain, but not a lot. We'll see how the day transpires. First things first though, we got to finish this off and get the wheat out of the air seeder, and all the tines need a grease on the bar, so we'll do that. And we'll see where we're sitting after that. Now that we've changed the direction that we're seeding this and we're going straight up and down the hill, I'm admiring all the new rocks that we've dug up. I'm sure there'll be plenty out here. I've seen a few absolute juicy ones, so I'll have a bit of a rock picking expedition up here, I think. Of course, naturally, when you're always going one way, there's ones that you just don't dig up, or you won't dig up. Then you change, come the other way. It's a 35-foot stick rake and it just pulls them out. There's our victim. That's the one that got done over last night. Let's face it, nothing was safe yesterday, nothing. Anything was fair game at Lock Valley Farms. Wheat complete at home. How's that for a total hectares to finish on? 699.9. Oh, it is not a nice day out here, I tell you what. So normally I would go and put a bit of pre-emerge down in front of this canola if we go and seed it, but the paddock's coming off 2 years out of crop. It had a break, it was left fallow, sprayed out, and then it was vetch and sprayed out last year, so there really shouldn't be a lot of grass weed pressure. This was the 3rd year to really clean up the ryegrass, and we have a good chemical package to be able to put over it to clean up the grasses again anyway, so yeah, obviously this situation just can't do it. So it's not even 30 hectares over there. It's just some leftover seed from last year. We'll just punch him in. It's not like we're doing hundreds of hectares of it, so I think we'll be fine. But yeah, I am just moving this out of the way so we can get a loader out of the shed. There's not much weight left in the air seeder, maybe only a few hundred kilos. we'll chuck that in a bucket on the loader and then just tip it back into the truck over there, and that'll be the easiest way to get rid of it because the auger doesn't actually reach up into the truck from the air seeder. So that's sort of what we normally do. It's the easiest way for us to get it out a lot of the time. This is why I didn't close the boom properly yesterday. See, the oil's real thick and cold and this step doesn't want to even go down. Well, that was the same case with the boom, and when I wasn't paying attention, I thought I'd held the button long enough and I was just pressing the buttons on the dash, and anyway, the rest is history now, isn't it? And yeah, I have been in contact with the dealer about getting that repaired. They've looked into some parts for it. Apparently the two sections of the boom that we need are not available. Doesn't sound like it. I think there's that breakaway section, the real bad bit. There's a 105 foot boom, that's a 100-foot boom, so there's a 105 foot boom breakaway section available, but not sure whether that actually fits. So they're doing some looking into that now, but yeah, spare parts for the nitro are quite a problem. I think they don't do a great job of carrying what they need to, from my experience. And someone else made a comment a while ago. They said if they don't think it's important enough to keep parts in Australia, you should get rid of it. And I do agree, but they've got to find the money to try and change out to something else. That's the biggest problem. Needless to say, it's a part that we shouldn't even need in the first place, but on the flip side of that, there's probably more of those breakaway sections that get bent and damaged than you think, because a big wide boom out the front, they can often go places that they shouldn't, as proven by yours truly. Although mine wasn't folded out at the time. I wasn't out working with it anyway, was I? Anyway, this is my self-shaming to make sure I never do anything like that again. The embarrassment, I'll have to live with it. It is shockingly cold out here at the moment, my goodness me. Dad greased some of this bar yesterday, but the tines are really due for a greasing, so I'm going to try and run around and grease these quickly. Bad time to do it, just want to go and try and put this canola in because we are expecting possible shower of rain, but things have got to be done. Popping in these small seed plates, and then we're about ready to top up with fur and get going. Time for some fertiliser. With any luck, we'll be another 30 odd hectares through by the end of today, which will be great. I've been looking for you guys for about 10 minutes. I folded up the bar and I left it sitting up there. I couldn't figure out where the thing was. Yeah, the only thing I'm not happy about being able to put out here is an insecticide, because everything loves eating canola, but we've got a fair bit of time before this crop will come up, so we can just come back and put it over afterwards if we need to. We've got our fans slowed down, have filler plates in. I've changed the seed on the screen, and I've also ran that shaft to bring the rate right back down to 3 kilos. I've adjusted my depth and I think we're ready to go, so let's do it. We've only got, what do we got, 90 kilos of seed, I think, roughly 30, it's less than 30 hectares, probably make it close to 30 in this. So we're gonna have to get the rate pretty right. Normally I aim for 3 kilos, but in this paddock, don't know, last year I seeded some closer to 2 and you couldn't tell the damn difference. So I think, yeah, we're going to try and get around that 2.5, maybe a little bit more. Dad will come out with some buckets in a minute. I'll do a couple of hectares here. We'll drop it into a bucket, we'll weigh it, and we'll see how much has gone out. And yeah, if I need to adjust on here, I can. But I sort of know where it was last year and how much was going out, because we used this seed last year as well. slow and steady wins the race in here. I think I've just dropped my speed back closer to 7.5 k's. Just don't want to throw too much crap into the next door furrow kind of thing. Canola's such a small seed, and it's sort of, yeah, it's coming off. The top of the dirt's breaking up a little bit clumpy, but the press wheels are doing a pretty good job smoothing it out. So we'll just cruise along in here. It's not huge hectares. Take it easy, try and do a good job. Yeah, there was one. There was one in there. I just saw it. Just under the surface, that's what you want.
3.2.
Well, we weighed it, and we had used exactly 14.95 kilos, so she's going out at about 2.5 kilos, which is spot on. So don't touch anything, let's go. Time to chuck in a fresh baggie and just have a look how much, just eyeball how much is left in there. I thought I might jump over the fence here quickly and see this barley, this paddock of barley that I put in really early, if any of it's managed to get going off that 10 mil that we got. I'm sure there's some, but yeah, I can't see anything really from this paddock that I'm in, so we'll have a look. I think this wants another rain on it as soon as possible, because yeah, she's a bit crusty and on top, and there ain't a lot happening. Oh, there we go. There's a barley, she's coming. There's a couple there. Oh yeah, no, they're shooting. Then yeah, they'll love a rain right now. They'll jump up out the ground, but she's a bit hard on top at the moment. So the spot of moisture will just, this stuff will come bounding out there. Yep, she's there. Yeah, so it's all got little shoots on it, but it is a bit, it's a bit hard on top, isn't it? Yeah, this lot of rain we're going to get couldn't come soon enough. That'll really help that stuff get up and out of the ground. Quick seed check, keep rolling. My phone was telling me that there's rain possible in the next few hours a few hours ago, but I think it's going to stay away at this stage. Does not look overly threatening out there at all. Oh, right, last bag's in. I've only got the headlands to do now, but unfortunately there's like 10 hectares in the headlands in here because of the creek. So let's get to it, finish off, and then we can go have a rest while hopefully we get a good inch of rain. That is it. We are going to send it home in a minute. You beauty. So I just weighed what was left in the air seeder then. I don't know, I had 3 full bags and what was in the tub. I thought it was 30 kilos, but I can't quite remember. Well, let's just say 25 to be conservative because it was pretty full. Well, I took 16 kilos out of the air seeder then, so that means, yeah, that we've put out around, let's just say 70 kilos. 69 kilos now, I did 27.5 hectares at 2.5 kilos to the hectare. That works out to be just shy of 69 kilos, so perfect. It's gone out absolutely beautifully. But I am going to leave this video here now, guys. I'm just going to nose the tractor into the shed. There's already a few spots of rain out there now, which is nice, and man, the days are getting short at the moment. It is getting dark really, really quickly, so thank you very much for joining me on my idiotic journey on the farm. Thank you for watching the videos, we really do appreciate it. Massive shout out as well to Market Check, our video sponsor. If you need any help with your grain marketing, be sure to go and check them out. I'll link all their details as always below, and that's all I've got for you. If you want to support the channel, you know what to do. If not, all good. You guys have yourselves a good one. Until next time, see ya. Quick rainfall update before I 100% sign out for the day. 1 to 6 mil tomorrow, 6 to 20 on Saturday, 7 to 25 on Sunday, 0 to 5 Monday, 0 to 2 Tuesday. You beauty!